This is
Yeah.
a collection of stories.
Landover Legend Studios presents.
I've been through a lot.
The I Can't Make This Up podcast. By Big T.
So smooth out here doing an interview with my man Dmvlituations where everything is lit. You hear me? And when we locked as it was success in the room, attracted to your style. And I was bust down too. Had me like, oh wow, I move closer to you. Next thing you know, we texting quarterly in the booth. Feelings getting stronger, I start lusting for you. Getting caught up with my hosts as I was fucking with you. Just to find out you telling lies, you came
Most
back up with
definitely.
proof.
Most definitely. That's what it's all about. You know what I'm saying? Progression and networking for real, for real.
Yeah, most definitely. I see you you study growing, you marketing on a daily basis, always looking for the next thing. And your posts be wild, like you be on it like DMV Hood News.
Yeah, because that's what get the followers, man. I wish I could take the more righteous way and just post some real shit but there's a lot of ignorance on the gram, and that's what people attract to, you know what I'm saying? And I know it's partially my fault for it, I'm real accountable, so I know, but I know that I sound like a hypocrite, you know what I'm saying, sometimes, but I'm like, because it's just like, that's what people like to see, and it's sad, but that's the only way people gonna support you if you got, the shit that they want to see, typically with that kind of, with that route I'm going, but, it is what it is. The grind don't stop, though. I ain't gonna give up on it.
Yeah, I feel you on that. I mean, you gotta look at it like this. You can say or do whatever you want, but if you passionate about what you do, and the people that follow that, the people that support, the people that that ride with you, that's all that's gonna matter at the end of the day, because that's gonna be like your base backing when it comes to you moving and elevating. So it's all right if you a person that focus on clickbait, do your thing. That's not for
Right.
everybody though.
Right. Very
Yeah,
true.
most definitely. So, ladies and gentlemen, I am your host, the Landover Legend, aka Big T, and this is another installment of the I Can't Make This Up podcast. Today, we got a very interesting young man on here today, who I ran into via IG, who's doing this thing in the DMV, entrepreneur. Um, he's a business mogul in the making. I want to introduce the host, or I should say the CEO of Dmvlituation, Lamar. Everybody, I want you to give it up for my guest.
That's love right there. Appreciate that.
Most
Appreciate that.
definitely, most definitely. Yeah, man. So why don't you go ahead and introduce yourself to my guest?
Well, my name Lamar. I'm the CEO of Dmvlituations. Just a regular kid. Not a regular kid, man. Grew up as a regular kid from DC, born and raised. Man, just real laid back, cool dude. I've just like everybody else, I've been through my trials and tribulations and stuff. I'm still fighting some of my demons and shit like that. Went to 3 different high schools. Went to Bell, Rose. Did my last 2, math and science. Just laid back dude, man. Always open to grow. Um, just that's really about it. Just laid back dude. Just try and take life serious and move to the next level at this point.
Okay. So, born and raised in DC. What year did you come out?
What year was I born?
No, what year did you come out of high school?
Oh, 2015, class of 2015.
Mm. Generation Xer.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Yeah.
Special.
I've been out of high school at 12 years at that point, if I'm not mistaken. No,
Yeah.
13. No, 13 years. Yeah. So
Oh,
Yeah,
2002.
it was a lot. It was a lot different compared to what y'all went through. Like y'all was, I guess in elementary, in the wake of us coming out of high school. So it was a whole different thing. What was it like going to three different high schools?
It was good for the networking part, but it'll always challenge me to step out my shell because every new high school you go to, it'll be like, you thinking about. I mean, I can't speak for every man, but just it was mental more than anything. You know what I'm saying? Because then you learn something from each high school, and then you gotta take what you learned from your last high school and try to implement everything that you already know and see if it's facts and just try to figure it out. Of course, you got the girls and shit like that, and you got, you meet some good homies and shit like that. But when I was coming up in high school, I was at a different stage in my life and shit. So I was just like, I was excited to get out of high school, but then so I made that my main focus before anything. But sometimes now that I graduated, I wish I could just go back in time and just be in high school again. But
Yeah, I mean, when you get to a certain age, you realize that responsibilities is a lot. Especially when it comes to being on your own or having to pay bills or having to pay rent or having to pay mortgage or whatever. Like all that upkeep that you was getting from your parents and everything was one thing, but when it all falls on you, it's a whole nother thing. So a lot of people want to go back for that reason. Other people want to go back and kind of correct the mistakes, but once you close your eyes for the night and wake up the next day, ain't no reset button. That's all you get.
exactly, exactly. That's what I learned from graduating high school. Gotta take advantage of the time. Even though I'm only 24 right now, but I do sometimes look back and be like, damn, I wish I could have did a lot of shit different. You know what I'm saying? Not like I was a bad kid or anything. I did what I had to do in high school, but I did miss out on the opportunity because I was in this mental shell. You know what I'm saying? I had a bad mindset. So it was like, and it wasn't even like I was a bad kid or anything, just my whole mental, you know what I'm saying? As far as like who I was dealing with and, just broads and, very toxic mindset at the time. So I just wish I could go back and just take advantage of all the opportunities I missed. But it's like you say, life goes on.
Yeah, most definitely. I don't think that anyone can, correct your mistakes and everyone, realize that, I could have done something better or done something different. But I mean, you young, you only 24. You got a whole lot of life to live. You know what I'm saying? So you can keep that mentality and grow from that and be like, I want to accomplish this in the next 20 years. So I'm gonna map about the next 5. And after that, I'm gonna map out the next 5. Not everybody got that. So, you know, let me ask you this: was you like heavy into social media when you was in high school?
Not too much. I mean, I was on it, but it wasn't on the business mindset like how it was now. It was just, of course, just for the legs, for the
Hmm.
little tenderonis, for real, just hitting up their inbox, like what's up, woo woo. You know what I'm saying? That was really the only thing that kept me on social media. Like sometimes I find myself deleting all my personal social media, and then you know how I be one of your homies. They tell you how they hit a little broad off the jump. Then you might be so tunnel vision focused on what you gotta do, you not even really worried about no broads. But then at the same time, it's just like a light bulb. You like, damn, I got need. So it's like, then I get back on there, and it always be the same thing. Cause I'm like, man. And I always had, and that's one thing I had to come to terms with. I always had better luck with women who like if I get their phone number in person, I've always had better luck. Like social media, unless you really just on your line, you just gotta work too hard for that shit. You know what I'm saying? Like, and a lot of women don't understand. I'll follow them because they follow one of my homies, or the homie might have put me on to her. So they don't know how my mindset is and what I already know. So I'll be like, man, in reality, you're not worth it. You know what I'm saying? So I still find myself like, I be wanting to delete my social media, but I be like, it'd be some times when when you be in the house late, you like, damn, you already handled all your business that you were supposed to do. You be like, you get a little bored. And if you ain't got no bras to really like, that can have good conversation to help the time go past, you just find yourself just like back on social media.
Yeah, I mean, its original purpose was for making connections and staying in contact with people, almost like removing the phone and just having a internet based line of communication. But some people started using it for I guess dating mostly, and then you got other people that implemented marketing. So when you put all that in one big pot and you start expanding on that, this is what you get, so
Right.
I say all that to say this. How did DMV lituations get sparked in your mind?
Um, okay, so man, I was always tapped in. I saw I made that page when I went out of college, and I always was a promoter. I was always plugged in with promoters. You know what I'm saying? And I made that page just so I can get into certain clubs or house parties for free, because I always would like to negotiate. You know what I'm saying? I always would find myself at the door trying to talk them down for a price. And then when I started actually, networking with certain promoters, and I would join a promotion team, boom. And I was out of college. I wasn't even in the metropolitan area at this time when I first made that. I was out of college. So then I ended up making the page DMV Lituation, because I always had a personal page and I was doing my thing on that. And so I'm out there. I started throwing house parties to try and have some more money in my pocket, because I love to party. I still do to this day.
Hmm.
And then around that time when I first was making my page, I remember DMV Hudson News. He was about roughly at 3,700 followers, and that's when it just became lit. Like, I ain't start posting all the fights and stuff like that, but as I kept doing it, you know what I'm saying, I knew I needed to do something a little different after a while of doing it. You know what I'm saying? Because people it was just like I was at a pause. When you just hit that fork in the road, and like, you can choose to overcome it and become better, or you could just stop. And I was like, and let me start posting some of these videos and shit. Like, you know what I'm saying? I know people just get tired of me posting flies and shit. Let me post something to keep people intertwined with, the brand and stuff like that. But that's really what I made the origins of it was for. But then, as I got older, I was like, it sort of got to that point. I was like, man, all right, I'm getting tired of just getting in the clubs for free. I know I was good on the market, and people would always, help me, thank me for, helping them get money in their pockets. And then I already knew how the promotion game worked. I know they getting all the money. All I'm doing is just getting in for free. So then, it just clicked. I was like, man, let's see. Like, it just started. I was like, man, let me make a post. Like, because this is after I reached a certain amount of followers. Like, maybe I had like 7,000 followers around this. I'm like, man, let's see if motherfuckers will really pay for this shit. Because at that time, DMV, he was at, when I had 7,000 followers, he was already like 15K. He already had a K behind his followers. So I'm like, and at this time he was making a little. I see him posting, and I'm like, I see him. I'm like, okay. I'm like, man, let's try this. But I knew he had a stronger, because he doing interviews, the YouTube shit. I'm
Hmm.
like, damn, I know his foundation stronger. What can I do to make motherfuckers want to pay me? You know what I'm saying? And I'm like, and it just clicked. I'm like, because at this time it's funny because I was actually in school for business, so I was like, I gotta charge the same price, but do something different, because motherfuckers don't want to pay me the same price as they pay him. So I'm like, same price, longer duration, because he was banging niggas, charging niggas 40 for one post, right? I'm like,
Hmm.
how can I get a motherfucker to pay me $40? I'm like, okay, boom, maybe. Then I start calculating. I'm like, man, shit. I'm like, shit. Let me just tell him I'll do it longer. He don't posting it once, but people just keep coming to him. I'm like, man, let me try to cut the middleman off. So I'm like, boom. I started getting into. I'm like, I made that first post, and the first post ain't nobody hit me up. I kept going, kept throwing that off out there. Then motherfuckers, come around, and it just started like that. And I was like, damn, you could really make some cool money off this shit. I'm like, and I'm in college, all my basic necessities is already met at that basic, as far as living and food. So I was like, it was real clutch, just knowing like, it was just, I just took a chance with it. That's really the origins of it though. Like, that's really all I started. I just wanted to party for free and try to be an asset to somebody else at the same time.
Okay. So you use social media as a way to help you, scapegoat those entry fees when it comes to party and then getting into social events, and then you started to flip around and use it as a marketing tool to help, promote your page and get you some money at the same time. So, and then you came up with a strategy to, differentiate yourself from everybody else and get your name out there to keep it growing.
Right.
Yeah, that's what's up. I see the growth. I've seen the growth over the past I want to say it's been like 8 shoot, it's probably been longer than that since last June. So it's been about 11 months for real, because I actually started my page back in last June and all this. So, everyone's growing if they using it right. So everyone everyone's not paying attention to it, but you see your steady progression along with other people who's saying marketing themselves correctly.
Right.
So let me ask you this. I see you be posting about, crazy situations that be going on around here, like most dudes. Like, what do you think's going on in the DMV? Like, why you think it's, you know, uh, girls stealing cars and crashing them, and it's like accidents every day, or somebody getting shot every day? What do you think it's something in the water or what?
I mean, me being like, me growing up and just being in the streets for a little bit, like, man, I mean, I think it's really just parenting. It comes down to parent, because I could have crashed out plenty times, but only thing that really kept me in line was like, my mother's old. My mom is 60. I'm 24. So a
Mm,
lot of dudes my age, their moms is like 40 something. Like they still have a whole 20 years guaranteed of being, you know what I'm saying? But I would observe shit like that when I was real young, and I already had made a promise to myself. I was like, no matter what, I gotta make her proud. You feel me? So I'm like, that's the only thing that I feel like kept me out of the way for real, for real. Cause I'm like, I just never lost that passion for that promise I made to myself a long time ago. But I blame it on the parents, like, you know what I'm saying? And now part like with the females, I blame that on parenting, because it shouldn't be no, that would, far as that situation,
mm-hmm.
and I feel sorry for them girls, but far as like niggas, and this is what I feel like people forget most of the time. Yes, there's a 1 out of 10 chance, maybe 1 out of 10, 2 out of 10, that it be somebody get killed for nothing. But at the same time, niggas, 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 I think people forget that niggas don't do that shit for no reason. Or at least even if a nigga don't kill him, niggas don't try to do bodily harm to people for no reason. You feel me? It's always a reason. You know what I'm saying? And I know, we live in this backdoor era, and you know how dudes is, like, it's easy to kill a friend. Dudes will kill their friend before they do something that somebody else who did them bodily harm. You know what I'm saying? So I
Mm-hmm.
just think it's a lack of too much social media, and and these young dudes, they keep listening to these rappers, man. And I think people just be forgetting, like, it's not no video game. This is real life. And I don't think people take the time to self-reflect and like life is about choices. You know what I'm saying? But it's really it be mostly get back for real, for far as from the men's side of how the streets is, right now, and lack of guidance. You feel me? Because it's just like it's crazy, like, you know what I'm saying? But them, like, as far as women, like, I know it's a lot of last couple of years, a lot of women have been getting in the cross, but at the same time, you know, it's about accountability. Like you hang around some grimy dudes, like it's tension in the air with that potential block or area. So, but you want to be outside standing with them brothers, you know what I'm saying? Like, if them not your hood boy, like you ain't grow up with them niggas, like you don't need to be out there, you know. You don't, you know, but that's just my personal opinion. But I mean, you know, life is about choices. You know what I'm saying? Like, even the dudes who getting back on shit, you know, who try and push back up on somebody who did them wrong. Life is about choices. You can spin that block, see him out there with all his men, but damn, you see little kids out there. Damn, you know, it's just life is about choices, and the streets ain't got no guidance right now. You know what I'm saying? Like, so.
Yeah, home training is definitely a number one issue I see, and I think that with parents be you know, growing at a younger rate, and by that I mean younger people becoming parents a lot earlier, and they, you know, they put in a situation to where they got to strike out on their own, or they don't have the best parents to begin with, which led to them becoming parents at such a young age. And then you don't have families staying together no more because of whatever personal issues, or they even let stuff like money interfere with keeping the family together, and that makes it even harder. So, you know, I definitely agree with you on that. People need to, they need to wise up and pay attention. And as far as, you know, people living that get with mentality and just, you know, riding the next man dick or whatever, like, just because you see your friends hop in the car to go do whatever, don't mean you got to. Because that's how you become a statistic, or you'll mess around and catch the charge because you just wanted to go ride with your man.
Or this is another thing, because this is why I feel like the streets change. Niggas don't think about, oh, if I hop in the car with my man and I freeze up, my friends might try to kill me.
Yeah.
Straight up. And then I think this is the thing too, like, just that scenario, let's say you do that and your friends, they clown you and stuff, and then little do you know, they might be feeling some type of way and try to backdoor you. You know what I'm saying? Then now that individual, as a man, you feel betrayed, and you in a situation where you might want to do something to one of your friends, and you know, it's no structure, no foundation. Even with the younger kids, you know, younger ladies having, you know, the younger women being, I forgot, I can't say how you say it, but you know,
Becoming
parents.
parents.
Yeah, so you know, but at the end, you know, it's just like no foundation, no foundation. Like, cause I'm pretty sure a lot of women who did have kids young, if they had a father in their life, a good one, but then of course we could blame that on the mother for picking a good father figure. You know what I'm saying? But it's life is about choices, and you know. But I understand now, cause you know, being able to self-reflect, I understand. You know, I can try to understand, but I would never really be able to make an excuse for nobody. You know what I'm saying? But I could understand though. I be trying to.
Yeah, I know that, you know, my neighborhood went down when all the old heads either died or went to jail, and no one stepped up to replace those people who told you to stay out the streets or get off the block, you know. And then when you got younger people out there that don't know what they're doing, that's how you seen this whole, I don't want to call it an epidemic, but it seemed like it's a snitch epidemic for people who decide to run the streets or decide to do whatever, and doesn't, you know, doesn't understand the rules to the game. And now you got people either looking for you, or you got people sitting in jail because you wasn't ready for that life. And I'm not trying to perpetuate no stereotype, but, you know, don't jump off the porch if you ain't ready. You know, it's people out here
Right.
who kill for that, who kill for the smallest thing because that's how they eat, that's how they survive. You know, and not everybody understands that. So we need more people, more educators, more leaders I think to help push that, and more people that's willing to listen. You got to find a way to combine that with tools that these people are using every day, like social media.
That's one of the things that. Did you ask me a question at the end, or
No, 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 no.
what you just said? Yeah. Oh no. That's one of the things that I feel like that's why I'm real big on accountability, bro. Because it's like, and I highly advise everybody to sometimes take a step back, self-reflect. Because I used to think I was bad. You know what I'm saying? But then at the same time, I knew I was firm in what I believed in. I was always a fighter. But then, when you get into high school, you know, you see that there are really people who you see is people out here that don't have a conscience. You know what I'm saying? Even before high school in the streets, you could tell who really don't care. You feel me? I'm like, I could sit right here and act like I don't I'm not scared to die, all this shit, but at the same time I want to live. It's some people who really don't care and don't have nothing to live for. So that was one of the things that made me step back and be like, was I really destined to go down this route? You know what I'm saying? I don't think a lot of people, because I'm real honest. I weighed out my whole life at one point. You know what I'm saying? I was like, man, I got a good family. Like, my mom's not no crackhead. My grandmother not no, like, you know what I'm saying? Like,
Hmm.
never did drugs. Like, it's more structure over here in my family than it is other people. You know what I'm saying? Like, some people really having fucked up lives. You know what I'm saying? And it'd be like, I don't, and I just came to the point. I'm like, man, I wasn't, this wasn't my destiny to go this route. You feel me? So I'm like, I feel like that's what's missing out here in the, everybody caught up in social media and trying to be something out instead of self-reflecting. You know what I'm saying? And trying to search within for answers sometimes. Like, you know what I'm saying? I think that's a missing factor too.
I think if we had more people that thought like you, we wouldn't be dealing with the BS that we're dealing with today. Unfortunately, that's just it's just life. But it doesn't have to continue, especially if you doing what's right and you preaching that to the generation behind you, or even just within your household.
I mean, that's the thing. Most youngins, this one, and this is another thing I understand too by the street. A lot of youngins, like how you're not going like that's like you're not going to take it like okay, you gotta the young people they're really selective about who they take information from. You know what I'm saying? Like if the youngins, like the young men, if they don't respect you, they might listen, but they not going to really like. You know what I'm saying? Like you gotta. Only thing I can say to these youngins is the OGs that been in prison. Cause like if like I'm the square, like the youngins looking at me like a square, they like, oh, he's saying some real shit, but uh he ain't never been out. Like this is how I was looking at it when I was young. Oh, he grew up in the '80s. He ain't been out lawing, so that means he ain't been putting in no work. You know what I'm saying? And he might be saying some real shit, but I wouldn't even try to process what he's saying because I'm like, you're not who I inspire to be. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, that's why I really want these youngins to self-reflect and really think about who they want to be, because a lot of youngins not thinking about the future. I was so happy to think about the future because I knew that one thing that we spoke on earlier, like I'm trying to make my mother proud. So that's the only thing that made me like even start thinking about 10 years from now, 20 years from now, you know what I'm saying? But a lot of youngins just don't care.
Yeah, that's sad but true. I was looking at something earlier, and I be saying like YouTube videos of like what is it called, clubhouse conversations, or people hopping on lives and they talking about like DMV artists. uh One of the big things about DMV artists leaving the DMV to make it, or saying that they would never leave the DMV to make it. So, what's your thoughts on that situation? Like when it comes to either music, comedy, or any form of entertainment, like with the DMV artists?
The DMV, we don't support each other, and that's a fact. Like, I'm gonna be real, even with the rapper shit. If you notice the pattern, all the known rappers, even though they might not be very talented, they're coming from some of the worst neighborhoods in the DMV. So it's like people support the negative, even like with social media. People support more negative shit. Like it could be from a neighborhood, a regular neighborhood, and you might got some good music, but people like, nah, we don't wanna, you know, they might tap in, but they're like, nah, like they wanna listen to like niggas that's from them crummy areas, you know what I'm saying? So it's like the DMV, like when I left the DMV, even for it was like a year and a half, I was out of college, but like I was at a very happy place. Like, you know what I'm saying? It would be people who I grew up with for years, they wouldn't support me. You know what I'm saying? Now, like when I'm around these strangers, they support me. And so I'm not mad at nobody for feeling like that. Like, I'm not mad at Shelly for going out Atlanta. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, I'm not mad at nobody for wanting to leave because out here is so messed up. Like you be it's like literally trying to impress people that don't really fuck with you for real, for real. You know what I'm saying? Like it's sad it gotta be like that, but people don't support you unless you're from like a fucked up area or you just like, or you already got it. They don't, and that's just the two. Like people don't want to support you on your way up here. And like I plan like if like, let's say if my brand turns into like a Vlad TV type of thing, you know what I'm saying? I'm always show love to the home team, but I'm not going to just be for the home team, you know what I'm saying? So it is what it is.
Yeah. You gonna be for who was for you, not who rode your coattails at the end or once you got there. People
Right,
always people always say that you got to be a star to do this, right? So if you
right.
think about it, I heard something interesting the other day, and they said when you look up to in the sky and you only see two stars, you be looking for the rest of them, right? But when you see a bunch of them out there, you always paying attention. Why not try to make as many stars as possible? And the only way you can do that is by supporting the people that's around you. Don't say, "Oh man, I used to know Wale when he worked at the Sprint store at the Boulevard." Yeah, but did you support him then, or did you wait till you saw him on MTV or BET or something like that? Because that's the thing. That's what counts.
And that's the thing. That's what a lot of people, because I already know, like, and I already thought about that. Like, if I was to blow up, you know what I'm saying? You might tell somebody some real shit. Like, I might blow up tomorrow. And then everybody try to squeeze in there. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, they try to squeeze their way back in there. And me, I'm not no fake guy. I'm not going to ever let my position or my come up, change how I feel about nobody, but at the same time, I will tell you how I feel, and I will tell mostly everybody, even close friends, you was not very supportive at the end. I mean, in the beginning, you know what I'm saying? Like, and I'm gonna have to just, but some people can't handle the truth, and then they start to despise you. So, see me how I'm moving at it, because I already done seen this plenty times. I already know if I do reach a certain level, I might gotta cut people off. I might even gotta move my grandmother out to a whole different house. You know what I'm saying? Because niggas get grimy like that. You know what I'm saying? Then you tell them like me, I'm not that cold hearted, and I don't have a lot of friends. So if somebody and I fuck with them genuinely as a person, I'll look out. But you might look out for somebody, and then now they feel like, all right, I got like this my dog. Like you might give I might give him 5,000, right? I might take this in good faith. I could tell him and all that. I'm like, this is the only money I'm giving you. I'm giving you this more than you gave me here, ever in life. Here, take this. I want you to do something. They blow it. Now they coming back. They like, hey, man, woo, you know what I'm saying? Have a regular conversation. Then try, how people is, they slide it in and be like, hey, man, I'm like, nah. Now it's like, he trying to send motherfuckers the way your peoples live at, and and I already thought about this. So I'm like, I know when I do reach a certain level, whether it be with the business or just a certain level of success, like But I noticed the fame, people don't be mad at your money. And I'm not even flashy anyway, so I'm not worried about that. But it really be that fame. It really be the fame, though. People will just hate you. People will always find a reason to hate you. You can tell somebody no once, and then they just hate you. You know what I'm saying? So I already know how I'm going to be moving when I do get to a certain point. You know, when I know what come with it. Not everybody going to respect it. Not everybody going to like it. But in reality, all my closest, genuine friends who really fuck me, they either dead or locked up. So it's like, at that point, I really don't care who fuck me. But I already know niggas who do know me, niggas will try to, like, it can get grimy and it's gonna get backdoor. It's going, you know, this shit can get ugly. Like I know if I do get extra famous or whatever for something, I already know I might have to have a savings account for a hitman. You know what I'm saying? I already know. I already know. And I'm not gonna play with nobody. You know what I'm saying? So
Yeah, you know what kills me is, people taking that word friend out of context and creating these situations, or like, calling somebody like your man. Like, you gotta really think about those words before you use them, or you implement them, or give them a title for somebody, because, like, you know
you
you
gotta
can,
earn it.
yeah, like you can have a friend who you
But is it
associate with, or that's cool, via somebody else, but that friend don't know where you live at. Your man's would. You know what I'm saying? You got certain people that you allow in your house or even know what your address is. But them associates and shit, they know you in the streets and they know you via social media or whatever. And that'd be the problem. It'd be them one time meeting people and you so trustworthy, and you expect people to be as honest as you, that you bring them into your life voluntarily. Then when they do something grimy, you like, oh, that's what a friend is? No, that wasn't what a friend was. You just you didn't read the situation. You know what I'm saying? Like, you got to watch how people move. You got to treat
right?
it like you dating or something. You know what I'm saying? Like, you got to peep motherfuckers for a few months and see how they is before you know what I'm saying, you think that they something that they not, because eventually they'll show you who they are. You just gotta give them time.
Man, I'm telling you, and it might be like you might like that's what the situation now. I grew up with a bunch of niggas. Like, and when you growing up and you coming up like in middle school and shit, everybody know where everybody live, right?
Mm-hmm.
And then it just be y'all, and then how as you get older, motherfuckers branch out. These are the dick riding motherfuckers, right? They branch out, start dick riding, woo other niggas, other hoods and shit, right? Then it just be like, and then and then this is where niggas loyalty coming. They dick riding these niggas. They really scared of these niggas, but they know you genuinely fuck with them as a friend. And them niggas might not fuck with you. And then he might not be a stand-up man. He might fight, shoot, whatever. But just he not a man because he'll let an outside entity go against the grain.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? And then he'll pick them over you. And then, now you're in a situation where, like, I can't really do nothing to these dudes because the nigga that I grew up with, he's not a man. And if I do get one up on these niggas, they can press his bitch ass out to backdoor me.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? So I be like, I always thought like that. Like, there's some situations that, like I say, fighting demons that I wish to this day I would have, been able to handle, but just off the fact, I know I would lose that situation. You know what I'm saying? Because of niggas who I would associate with. Sometimes I get mad. That's another demon I be fighting. Like, why would, it just make you question, like, what made me fuck with these bitch ass niggas? You know what I'm saying? So excuse my language, but
No, you good.
yeah, so it's like shit like that, man. That's why I just really be by myself. My circle's real small. I don't, I make motherfuckers earn that friend title. You know what I'm saying? Like, even it might be somebody who say, "Hey, I love you, bro," but in my head, I'm not gonna say it back because I know they, that should be love when you give a nigga something, or if you
Mm.
show a nigga love, but it ain't love every day. You feel me? So I can just call it for what it is. But I always respect everybody. I think that's one of the reasons why I'm still living. You know what I'm saying? Like I just always show respect and try to be the best person I am, the best version of me I could be, unless something came, unless it was time for me to just take it there, And I'm like, I feel like, righteous, noble, what I'm saying, is the only thing that's keeping niggas in play, what I'm saying? Because good people die every day.
Yeah, you said that. You can say that a little louder for the people in the back because you hit that one on the head, like honestly. So let me ask you this: what do you think were some of your influences or your influencers that help you gain that mindset?
I was always self-taught. I never, like, of course, I met, like, it was, it was really, like, that's why I'm really self-taught. And I know I'm blessed because I'm like, I ain't had no father, you know what I'm saying? My mom wasn't one of these wild girls having a whole bunch of different niggas around me growing up. I never seen no nigga in my mom life. Not saying that she a saint, but like just moving right, you know what I'm saying? Don't bring no nigga around your son who, you know what I'm saying, moving right. But at the same time, everything was self-taught, bro, and just the principles that was important to me and self-reflecting and, you know what I'm saying, just trying to be righteous and noble, you know what I'm saying, this cold world that we live in. Like, I was really self-taught. Like, in the influence, it'll be like humbling experiences that'll shape my life. It'll be like me watching somebody else go through something and how they move about it, and I watch the pros and cons, or I never really had no influencer, or but I had a whole bunch of influences, you know what I'm saying, that just being, and I think that comes with being observant. I was always observant.
Oh, okay. So over the last year, how much change have you saw in the area compared to last May till now?
Man, I've been seeing change ever since they've been building shit. Like, they building all these new apartments and shit like that, and the streets is also changing, the more they knock, like I be watching like how they be knocking the hoods down. Niggas be like, oh, that first year when they knocked the apartments down, and they was like, man, this shit don't change. Niggas out here. Yeah. I'm like, but niggas don't understand. It's not supposed to change like that. It's a long-term game. You know what I'm saying? Niggas is gonna just stop coming, you know what I'm saying? Like, it's just like, ask that question you said again, to Big T, because I lost track of.
Now I was saying that have you noticed the change from last year till now? Like as far as everything going on in the area with like you know um gentrification.
Oh yeah, that's going way up. That's going way up, especially with the houses, man. Like, it's okay. Like, if it was still a lot of black people in the houses, it'd be cool. Like, it'd be cool if it was how it was a couple, like, the last Georgia Avenue Day, 2012, right? It
Hmm.
was, it was still, but now it's like, the city dying out, man. They bleaching the city out. You know what I'm saying? Because motherfuckers moving away. You know what I'm saying? Just walking away from their home, and it's like, I already know. Like, I've been like, it's been big changes. Like, big changes. Like, it's more white people. The streets is still the streets. But it's just, the streets is never gonna be the same. The city is changing like drastically. Like, I don't even mind when they're making the city nicer and stuff like that. But it's just like, it's a drastic change as far as like, when you say gentrification, yeah, that's happening. But the streets is also mutating itself. Like, it's no more principle. It's just, it's not the DC I grew up to love. You know what I'm saying? It's a very big change, very big change, and not for the best. But some for the best and some for the worst. But it just changed.
I think it would have been better if they improve our neighborhoods for us instead of for people coming in and quote unquote investing or building up the neighborhood, because that's what it was. It's like if we could have made change back then, then a lot of this stuff wouldn't happen. You wouldn't have people, the homeless rate going up by 23%. You wouldn't have younger and younger people living on the streets and, doing what they got to do, i.e., stripping, doing OnlyFans, you know,
I mean,
working corners and stuff like that. Like, cause that's what I see. I see a large growth in that since when I was a teenager to this day.
that shit, it's all about choice. And I think a lot of them girls think, because due to social media again, and, being real, like, it got to a point where I gave up on black women. You feel me? I love the black women, but I'm like, how I look at it, black women they want you to either be a rapper, a football player, or a fucking entertainer. You know what I'm saying? They don't push you to be like no doctor or nothing. So it's like, I think a lot of these girls that take that naked hustle route, they just thinking like they hoping they could land one of them type niggas because they see the type of, but a man who really gotta go out here and make something of himself, like how me and you were doing, we working now, like, you know, I just think they think that they could just pick a nigga off the, like, cause well, it is some girls who I will straight up say they don't care. They really just don't care. But I just think they think, I think they just think it's like a game, it's not a game. And a lot of them, and it's about choices at the end of the day, because a woman don't gotta go out there and do life is about choices, but it's too much opportunity in the DMV, let alone to just be like, oh, that, like, for her to have to do that. You know what I'm saying? Like, you can get a job, Safeways, all this shit going on. But it's just, I honestly got to the point, I leave them type women alone. You know what I'm saying? And I make them, if a woman, I hold women account. I know you familiar with Kevin Samuels. Like, I'm on that type shit. Like, for real. Like, I'm really that type. I don't agree with everything he is, and I don't think we're the same type of man, but I do agree with what he become, because I've been saying that shit. I've been saying everything he's saying, how he think. He just can't articulate it better.
Politely, yeah.
So, but I've been saying I agree with 93 to 98% of everything. So I'm like, I'm real big on accountability. You know what I'm saying? You want to do that, that's cool, but don't think you just going. And a lot of women, they'll say they don't want no man, but just don't, just stand on that. That's the only thing. Just stand on everything you say now. Just stand on that. That's about it.
Yeah, Kevin Samuels, he has some good notes and he be speaking facts. His delivery is just fucked up. So that's what makes him seem like the bad guy. And a lot of people, they take those sound bites and they use that as clickbait for people, and that's all they see. But you got to pay attention to everything he's saying in each segment to get the full picture of the direction of the conversation. And as far as women go, especially in this area, they're the materialistic thing, the cash app hustle thing, like, that's a wave that started, I want to say, like 15 years ago, that grew tremendously, that I really don't like. And, you know, unfortunately, they outnumber decent women. You know what I'm saying? I ain't talking about these girls that play that stuff. These girls that say holla at me through my cash app and shit like that. Like, you get X-nayed and blocked off bucks. You know what I'm saying?
It's
So
it's some it's some decent ones out here, but us being both men, that the ones that do be decent, they don't. Most of them don't look how they don't, like, it's some decent women out here, but they not. A lot of decent women, they don't be attractive. They don't really. They're
nah,
not.
I can't agree with you on that because it also depends on where you looking and what you looking for. Now, I can say this: beauty is in the eye of the beholder. You know what I'm saying? Like, to you, that person might not be attractive compared to what society dictates to be a beautiful woman. But for the next person, oh, what I'm saying, she's a 15 because she's hitting all the points that I'm looking for. You feel me?
Okay. And
So,
let's say, and this is the thing, this is why I fuck with Kevin Sam. Because imagine she's a decent girl and she's really like up there, right? Like
mhm,
bad. Somebody's gonna take her. It's either she already dealing with some, like, I'm gonna be really real. If she's that, everything you just, she's either dealing with older niggas, like I'm 24. If she's all that and she's my age, she not dealing with younger niggas. It's always something.
mhm,
I'm glad you, because you said some real shit. And that's another reason why I know Kevin Samuels' tone be fucked up, but a lot of bitches done told me some fucked up shit. You know what I'm saying? So I be like, you know, I, I can agree with you. I'm glad you called me on that, but it's always something. If it's a real bad junk and she like, I don't like weave and all that. Like I like natural weave. If she's a solid, humble, genuine woman, a feminine, whatever, feminine, friendly, who all that, and she's
yeah,
bad, and she's my age, typically she dealing with older niggas. But that's what I'm saying. The Jones that is all that, and they just not, their looks don't, you know what I'm saying? And you're right. I got high standards for myself. Like I'm not saying I want a Rihanna, but I want something that look good,
mhm.
that I can have on my shoulder. But it's just like,
So let me ask you this: when what I'm saying, 9 times out of 10, and I'm talking about 2021 right now. If you going to approach a girl that you find attractive, right? What's going to be the meaning behind you approaching her? Is it just to get to know her? Is it just
nah,
to get a relationship, or is it just to
nah.
smash?
I'm trying my first, we all men. Your
Mm-hmm.
first initial, your initial for even speaking to her would be to
Yeah.
smash.
Mm-hmm.
Now, of course, now I'm not that nigga yet. I'm not saying, because I feel like I could book any job I want, but women, they control access to their bodies.
Mm-hmm.
So if she want to make me play the waiting game and she worth waiting for, then I'll start peeping the personality. Now, if she just on what I'm on, I smash her. I won't never be able to get too much deeper into the personality and stuff like that. But if she, that's my personal, like my first, me being real, because you might have somebody else on here who they might be trying to sound smart and but I'm gonna just be real. That's my initial, like for me even going out my way to speak. That's my first, because I don't really need her for nothing else. I already know how to cook, clean, and all this other shit. So. But now if she a nice person, or even if she's a nice woman and she can help me elevate to the next level, like it ain't all about pussy sometimes, but you gotta compromise. If I can't call you and ask you for no money and pay you back, if I can't even call you to pick me up and I'm stranded, or I can't call you to give me no Uber, at least cook some food for me. Or, and then you already lacking the conversation. What else is left from the bit? That pussy. So it's like, something gotta give. You ain't gotta give me the pussy, but you're not just about to be all buddy with me. I don't let bitches put me in the friend zone. Unless maybe if we doing business together, she could teach me about stock market, real estate, something to level me up. Boom, you ain't gotta give me no pussy. I'll be your friend. But all these bitches will just all she has to offer is pussy. And she trying to put me in that friend category. Like, I'm not with that.
Yeah, the sad thing is dudes that don't come correct and don't speak their mind to these females. They tell them whatever they want, and then once they get what they wanted initially, and they bounce. Now everyone that what I'm saying that comes behind is going to suffer what I'm saying for the mistakes of a boy that played with you and they came at you on some bullshit, and it's not like that. So when you got fuckboys scorning women. You create a herd of hurt people that don't know how to deal with that or get past it, and it makes you what I'm saying, people like you feel like it isn't no decent women out here, unfortunately.
I mean, cause I've been noticing since all the typically the dudes that women be complaining about that hurt them, right? they be older dudes. Like if it's a girl my age and she got trauma and shit, typically it comes from her trying to be, you know how women think they grown. They you remember back when it be like, bitches, I'm grown, ooh. And then you get grown women results and you don't know how to, process that shit. And I know some dudes, they probably just straight give them the cold shoulder, don't even explain and shit. But at the end of the day, it's about accountability. It's different if he lying to her for her pussy, right? But is he even playing the role? Because I was like, some bitches, when you really like dissect them, and you ask them like, damn, did he even take you out? Did he offer to take you out? Ooh, and she's like, nah, nah. I'm like, so, you know what I'm saying? I'm like, so why do you feel like you believe what he was saying? You know what I'm saying? Because if he like, because every woman done had like a good nigga before, bro. You know what I'm saying? They know niggas that really like, genuinely like them, like genuinely want, and then they'll play with them kind of. They'll just straight play with them. You feel me? So that's what I'm all about. I used to be one of them type, guy. I was a shy kid. You feel me? So, but I always made sure I wasn't never on nobody line. Like I don't give a fuck how pretty you is, how fast. I'm going to treat you like that was, with me. I'm going to treat you like a regular bitch, regardless. I always treated women equal. You know what I'm saying? It ain't matter if she was the school cheerleader or I always treated women equal. But I mean, I just like I don't. That's another reason why I fuck with Kevin Samuels said, because he said something like, man, it's okay to push your head down for 10 years. And then when you get yourself together, you can get you a younger broad. And that's what I'm on, right? Because all the brothers my age right now, they already been to Miami, Atlanta, all this getting ran through shit. Like, I don't give a fuck if a bitch say, oh, I wasn't doing that. I'm not stupid. We're men. We're not stupid. And I feel like if you really believe abroad, even what's that All-Star weekend, and you think she ain't running that body count up, you know what I'm saying? That's why I really fuck with Kevin Samuels, because I'm like, he helped me find answers to shit. Because it was at one point, I was like, damn, because I always think, I'm like, damn, all these bitches that's my age, they really ran through, because I don't even deal with Jones that's younger than me, right? So I'm like, really, like, all the Joneses, they even got babies out of wedlock, and any jump with a kid, typically, she gonna talk shit about her baby father. But then I'd be like, you let that man go when you raw though. First of all, you didn't even, and if we really get technical, that nigga all he did was fire you up a blunt. And you know what I'm saying? Like really, so I'm like, it's all about accountability. You know what I'm saying? But I made my mind up. Like if I do want to get serious with a jump, like right now, I want a girlfriend. I'm not going, I want a girlfriend, but I'm not wifing none of these bitches out here, bro. Like, you know what I'm saying? I'll wife one of these little Howard bitches. And I'm not saying the college bitches don't be green too, but I'm like, at least I don't know about her past. She might be from Ohio. I don't gotta worry about running into niggas that slutted her out at that point in her life. You know what I'm saying? Like, see, in DC, Maryland, Virginia, it's like you probably done dap niggas up that just straight up fucked your girl first night, and that shit. Like me, I'm a complex man. I overthink shit. Like I always, and that might be my downfall. But that's just how I'm coming. Like I keep shit like that in mind. And I know they be like, oh, this nigga crazy, but I'm like, I like to make a bitch my girl. I got high standards. You know what I'm saying? Like I really got. If I want her to like, cause she represent me. You know what I'm saying? So that's just how I'm giving it up. But
Nah, I feel you. Everybody, everyone's situation is unique. So you always got to take those into perspective. When it comes to, you know, experts like Kevin Samuels, I never take what they say as gospel. I always take the facts they have, what they put out there. I research it and I apply it to myself. If that's what I'm going to do in my own way, I'm not just going to straight up listen to everything somebody else says because,
right,
no one's perfect and no one has all the answers. Everyone's just going through life the same as the next person without an instruction manual. So we all just trying to figure it out, and the women are doing the same thing. Unfortunately, they get put in this situation where they have to treat guys a certain way so they don't get put in the worst situation, whether it be, mental or physical harm, you know?
Yeah, and that's not like that's because I be like I feel like once again me and Kevin Samuels not the same kind of man, but like I've been saying the same. I've been felt like everything he be saying, I seen it at
Mm-hmm.
different like whether it be middle school, I always been observant. So I seen it middle school, high school, and that little bit of time I've been in college. I've seen it. So I'm like, that's why I really can fully subscribe because I feel like we 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 I feel like we may have been through the same shit, you feel me?
Mm-hmm.
But I'm not, like I said, I don't agree with everything he say, but and even before all the dealing with women with kids, I already made up my mind. This is why I don't deal with women with kids. My personal reason. I feel like all the bad Jones who had kids, right? I feel like they wouldn't have fucked me because when a woman has her first child, it humbles her. I don't give a fuck if she used to be a 10. As she start opening her mind, you start seeing her dealing with dudes that you wouldn't typically see her deal with before prior. So that's why I be hard on Jones with kids. Cause I be like, I feel like they wouldn't have fucked with me before the kid. And I know that sounds crazy, but I really do be feeling like that though. You know what I'm saying? But then I gotta hold myself accountable, be like, I wasn't the same man I was a couple years ago. Like again, I used to be a shy kid. You feel me? So it'd be like right now I'm in an open relationship with a woman who has a kid.
Mm-hmm.
But that's why I had to hit her with the open relationship. I want a girlfriend, but I'm like, I know where I stand at. I don't, and then boom, she just set herself up because I'm like, I really didn't ask about her baby father, but then I'm gonna tell you, her baby, she's 1 year older than me, right? Her
Mm-hmm.
baby father, 34. Boom. She tell me I never hit no woman. She told me about some time when her baby father wowed out and did. So I'm like, it's all about choices and accountability. And it's like, I just, I'm like, that's why I fuck with Kevin because I don't know, but it's just she's just not a stereotype, but a typical, what I thought. Everything I think now is just like damn, but I'm like, we just working on. I still treat her. I don't treat her no different or whatever. I've been around her son. I fuck with her son. You know what I'm saying? But it just was a reminder every time I be like, it be reminding me like I know what I be talking about. You know what I'm saying? So, and that's why I've been saying I've been seeing it since middle school. The pattern of bad decision making, and then women try to put their bad decisions on the good nigga. That you know what I'm saying? Like,
Mm-hmm.
but I still love the queens though. It's just like it's getting to the point now. That's why I'm just like on my money shit, bro. I'm just so focused, tunnel vision. I'm just worried about me. And I said, and Kevin Samuels said something. He made a valid point one time. It was a woman. She said something, and I don't want to quote it wrong and shit, but and he said, "See, man, this is why you shouldn't feel bad when you focus on yourself." And I'm like, that's real. So after that, and then a couple minor things, like major life changes that has been happening from 2019 to now, I learned a lot. You know what I'm saying? So I'm just like focused on me. You know what I'm saying? And I'm doing what Mr. saying is just keep your head down and stay on your grind. And when you get your financial stride, you just like I'm really not even, I'm just so focused right now. Like I'm really focused. It's crazy.
I mean, hey, I take my hat off to you because that's what's important. Maintaining yourself and doing that through business or doing that through studying or doing that through, self-preservation. Either way, when you don't have that partner, what I'm saying, or that young lady on your side that sees your dream and who wants to make you grow, and then you want to see the same thing in them, then it's best to just do your thing, because it's nothing wrong with seeking company in the arms of others, what I'm saying, but just make sure you know who you putting in true time into, what I'm saying, because that's one thing you can't buy or replace. and that's time. And that goes for everybody. No one's exempt to that shit. And if they are, they need to, hook me up because I'm trying to go back to 26. My bones hurting shit.
Mhm. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, I always been like that. Always been real selective, like, cause I never was the type. Like I had a couple girlfriends. Like I only had three real relationships. Like yeah, this nigga always. You know how you think of how you plan on doing something with a homie early today, and they try to hit you up like 3 hours later and shit.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm like damn. But I mean, I just and you made some solid points right there. Like it's just it's just hard, man. Trying to do the right thing, and it's just hard, man. I'm like, I'm learning as I go. I've been learning, been my own self-made, self-taught, everything. So I'm like, I'm really just learning as I go, like trying to be the best version of me. I don't know. I can't read the future. I just know, like, who never knows? I might do really fall in love with a bitch who got a kid. You know what I'm saying? Or I might, I might not be right 100% of the time, but I done seen patterns, like, and I think women don't take in consideration. Like, that's why I be thinking, like, women just think niggas stupid or something.
Mm-hmm.
Sometimes, you know what I'm saying? But it's like, I done seen it, you know what I'm saying? So, who knows, though? I'm just going with the flow and trying to stand on what I stand on and how I believe. So, that.
Yeah. Well, I'm gonna tell you some good shit, and I think you should take it into consideration when it comes to falling in love. That isn't a thing that happens like overnight or nothing like that. That's a love sneaks up on you. You know what I'm saying? So you can care about somebody. You can uh love them as a person. You can love them for what they bring into your life, but actually being in love with somebody, that's something different because that will make you, go harder than you ever did in your life because of, what they person brings into your life and what they do for you on, a spiritual level, some might say, you know what I'm saying? So when it comes to certain women, yeah, I can say that the relationship can be good, but it might not be there, and that's unrequited. You know what I'm saying? Like, she might be feeling you way more than you feeling her, and you can tell that. You know what I'm saying? Like, she cares about you, but when you don't reciprocate everything correctly or the same way she's doing, or even if it's vice versa, you know what I'm saying, then that's not love. And when people don't recognize that early on, that's how they end up, becoming a parent to a person that they really don't love, or ends up hating you for that, for not loving them the same way that you know what I'm saying, that they
And
expect you to.
and it's funny you say that because it is just one girl I did find myself in love with. I met her at the club and she did the most, like she walked up to me, touched my ear. I'm like, what the fuck? But and I known her for like 3+ years now. And I already know some she how we was talking about earlier. I was like, you could have everything, all the, and she might not look at that much attractive. It's that type of thing. But I already know I might not find nobody like her ever again in my life. You feel me? So I'm like, and I know she got love for me too, but I'm like, at the same time, she not really what I would want to wake up to every day if I did become the best version of myself. You know what I'm saying? But it's like, it'd be stuff like that though. But I'd be like, it'd be stuff like that though that'd be like, damn, you know what I'm saying? Decisions. But
Yeah, trust
I'm
me.
pretty confident.
Go ahead.
Yeah. No, I'm pretty confident that I'm gonna get to that point where I can really reach my financial start and start having my way. You know what I'm saying? Because I never had no car, never had my own spot. Never really traveled like that. Never been to Atlanta, Miami, all this shit. So I'm pretty like, I got a point to prove with, you know what I'm saying? Like and I know I don't got a point to prove to nobody, but I do got a point to prove to myself, like just trying to Like I feel it. Like I feel like I'm going to really be great. You feel me? And I just, I don't know. I might lose my mind if I, don't obtain it. But I'm coming for that shit though. You know what I'm saying? I'm coming for everything I got.
I mean, it's good to have goals and things that you want to reach, but don't put so much pressure on yourself that it ends up hurting you. And
Yeah.
as far as relationships go, like I said, man, you 24. You shouldn't tie yourself down or anchor yourself to nothing when you're not ready to settle. You know what I'm saying? Because
Right.
trust me, when you ready or when you find the right person, that's when you start making those decisions, because then you'll start coming to friends for advice, or what I'm saying, doing things that you don't normally do, because you mentally there, you physically there, you know what I'm saying? So if I was you, what I'm saying, like Lil Duval said, what I'm saying, live your best life until you ready, what I'm saying? And can't nobody tell you when you're ready, only you can. That goes for anybody that's listening right now, you know what I'm saying? So when you ready, you'll know. It ain't gonna be like, because somebody say, "Oh, you this age," or "You got this going on." Nah, because it's people that they start their lives at like 35 or 40. You know what I'm saying?
I know, and I'm not trying really like, because I never really got to have my way with women, like how I wanted to. Like, and I know I'm that nigga. You feel me? Like, but it's just, you know, how you be saying how these celebrities be doing these bras, man. Like even that one that don't, it's an old video. Future, remember when the bra, it was a broad in the pool and Future with him and his man, he like, just having bitches, like I never had a bit like a bad bitch just like on my dick, you know what I'm saying? But I know, and I know my real whole phase ain't gonna begin as a man until I hit my financial stride. And I'm not trying, I'm not trying wait till I get in my 30s to, like, I know people say, I feel like I'm in my prime now. You feel me? Like, honestly, you know what I'm saying? I know men get better with age and shit, but I feel like me I'm that's why I'm on it like that. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm not trying to wait till I'm in my 30s to just start, you know what I'm saying, having
Yeah,
my, I'm not trying to do that. I would be very upset with myself because it's niggas that's winning now. It's niggas that been winning since 18, been winning since middle school. You feel me? So I'm like, I'm not, and then, like let's say when I really get that financial stride going in my 30s, and if them niggas who been winning since middle school now and they still win, I'm like, that's gonna be like mental warfare for me. You know what I'm saying? But at the same time, I'm willing to accept however it go. You know what I'm saying? However life is, I know I tried though. However it go, man. You know.
yeah. I mean, whatever those people had going on, that's good, notations and everything for you to, or you can even say like something you can set yourself to as a goal to obtain, but you can't focus on that. You know what I'm saying? Like you can, that envious thing, it'll hold you back. So, you know, my advice to you is focus on what you got going on. Because once you got a well running oiled machine, and it starts kicking out things and bringing you business and bringing you opportunities, the money gonna come. You know what I'm saying? But you got to perfect what you got going on, and everything
Exactly.
else comes along. And as far as what I'm saying, you want to get out there and live your life, man. Start traveling. Like I'm gonna tell you some shit, some real shit. I had
Yeah.
more fun in my life in Ohio and in Danbury, Connecticut than I did anywhere in the DMV. And I've been to Miami, I've been to Vegas, I've been to Toronto. You know what I'm saying? And I had more fun in what you could consider a boring ass town than I did anywhere around here. You know what I'm saying? So, man, I used to go to uh with JFK on Fridays, and I used to catch the cheapest flight out to whatever city Stay there for the weekend and come back and go to work on Monday. And just I'll pick a random city like Little Rock and stay there for the weekend. Walk around, meet some new people, and come back and just have a blast. Because you can't wait on nobody. I mean, it's always good to have a crew to travel with and everything, but you can't wait on nobody. You know what I'm saying? Sometimes you gotta get out there and get on your own, and then you'll mess around and make a connection that you know what I'm saying, set you for life. So, you need to start doing that. Do your research now because it's different compared to 18 years ago when I was doing this. You know what I'm saying? So, do some research on what the city got going on and the regulations, and then make that shit work for you, man. And then put yourself in a situation where you can get out the country and see some different shit. You, like I said, you young, man. Take advantage of your vitality.
Most definitely. And I also want to click because I know when I do talk about certain topics, it do sound like envy, but because I don't never want nobody to think I'm envious. It's just, man, I just want to live life, bro, to the best version of, you know what I'm saying? I want to live, bro. And, you ain't really living until some people, I forgot, it's a Kodak Black jump. Some people dying to live, some whatever, but I just want to live life. And you know what I'm saying? Have fun. And I feel like a lot of people, and it do sound, I just had to clear that up though. Cause I know it do sound envious, cause even my friends will say, oh, it sound like you jealous. I'm like, bro, you know what I'm saying? I just had to clear that up though, most definitely. But now I appreciate that. And that's what I really did. Cause my man, he said the same thing. He was like, you can't wait on nobody. Cause we was having that conversation about a car. He was like, man, I think you just need it. Cause I really like, you know what I'm saying? I was really like in my jam and I'm just vibing, like letting him know where I really come from. Cause this has been my friend for years. And I always felt like he never understood where I was coming from. And then after I really like told him, cause he already knew how I think, even when it come to business and shit, he know how I think. But when I was really like, I wrapped him up for like 2 hours, you know what I'm saying? He was listening. So I'm like, and then he, this is how I knew he was listening. Cause he said some shit that I already knew. But the topic was about a car. He was like, bro, you just need to get a car. And I was like, yeah, you're right. Woo-woo. So it's just like, I just want to live, man. You know what I'm saying? Like, I ain't never had shit. You feel me? Like, I really ain't. I just started getting fly. You feel me? Like, I just want to live, bro. Like, I ain't, my life wasn't, even though I'm doing it, I've been in car, I haven't had the best life. You feel me? Like, so it's like, I feel like I gotta make up a lot of time. We get older. I gotta make up for, and I don't know, you probably gonna get like, man, you gotta let go of the past or whatever. But, I just wanna live, bro. Cause, I already been that nigga and I always hung around them niggas. So I seen how, how life really supposed to be when you that nigga, or whether you in your financial stride or whatever. So, and I wanna live like that, bro. You know what I'm saying? Cause I ain't have a girlfriend in a minute. So I'm like, I'm not one of them type niggas who just like content with where he at, you know what I'm saying? I've been around niggas who really be having their way with these, like, I be around them, bro, you know what I'm saying? So I see how, and to me, that's how this chapter of life is supposed to be, you feel me? So I'm like, and I never got to experience that, so that's why I be like on it like that, but.
Nah, most definitely. I want to continue this conversation off air, but I'm gonna cut us off right here. I know the listeners have been enjoying this because I have, and I appreciate you coming on the show today. I want to say I appreciate you taking the time out and giving me your insight on your perspective on everything and getting to know you a little bit better. I'm glad we had the chance to have this conversation. So, why don't you let the people know where they can reach you at and anything you got coming up?
Oh, man, y'all all can follow me, Twitter, Instagram, Snapchat. Snapchat Dmvlituations, Twitter 1 Dmvlituation, IG. I have a few pages because of how Instagram. Like I'm the type nigga. If I get that one report violation, I'm already looking at the page like it's gone. So I'm not making another one. But 1 Dmvlituations TV. That's my main page, and that's the one I'm gonna try to really get serious with. Try to build on it. And stay tuned. Website coming soon. App coming soon. Pleasure to be here. Shout out I Can't Make This Up podcast for having me.
You got some merch coming?
That's coming soon. Yeah, I be trying to link up with these niggas who be printing clothes and shit, but they don't be trying, regular DMV shit. They ain't trying to help a nigga, like, you know what I'm saying? I really don't need the help. I just need to learn the business lingo and woo, but you know how it is. But I got some shit coming. You see that my logo. I'm gonna most definitely utilize that. What I'm working on now, I'm just trying to get a bunch of motherfuckers who know how to draw in one room. You know what I'm saying? That's what I'm really working on now as far as that.
All right. I'm gonna talk to you off air about that, because I got a couple of people I can put you in line with. So, ladies and gentlemen, I'm your host, the Landover Legend, aka Big T, and this has been another installment of the I Can't Make This Up podcast. That's I Can't with a K Make This Up podcast. You can find me everywhere podcasts are available. I'm also on Facebook, Twitter, YouTube, and Instagram. And if you're listening to this right now, or if you're watching this on YouTube, don't forget to hit that like button. Don't forget to hit that subscribe button and leave a comment if you liked it, if you didn't. And if you didn't like it, tell me why you didn't so I can block you.
Okay.
Man, but I appreciate you for watching and listening. And until next time, peace.
Shout out Big T.
I can't make this up. Being the wingman got me punched in the face by this crazy chick. I can't make this up. Gave this cool old man a ride home, now I'm harboring the fugitive. I can't make this up. Pinned between the fat chick and the speaker, now my shirt smell like her backside. I can't make this up. It's all bad cause my man about to get stabbed in his hand over french fries. Bet.
I'ma let T tell you that story one day, man. It's a good one.
And I'ma let the Landover legend do the rest. I'm out.